Dairy Queen presents the 25th Annual Brent Hambrick Memorial Open, sponsored by Discraft. With additional support provided by Innova Champion Discs, Brad Schick, Six-Sided Discs, Diameter Apparel, Control CX, and the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's Team in Training. Special thanks to everyone at the Columbus Flyers Disc Golf Club for organizing this event and for coordinating the volunteers who have helped to make this possible. This is your official course preview of Brent Hambrick Memorial Disc Golf Course's gold layout designed specifically for this event. Brent Hambrick Memorial has been a staple of Central Ohio disc golf for decades, located at scenic Hoover Reservoir in Westerville, Ohio. Brent Hambrick Memorial offers a complete challenge to every aspect of a player's game, from long bombs, tight wooded holes, forehands, backhands, elevation, and for this tournament, plenty of out of bounds. The new gold layout is a par 63 at 8,190 feet. It utilizes many of the long tees, as well as alternate basket positions and a few combined holes from the traditional 27-hole layout. While we cover most of the out-of-bounds, mandatories, and drop zones in this video, be sure to consult your caddy guide for the official information provided by the tournament director. Hole 1 is a par 3, 344 feet. All out-of-bounds on the course will be painted lines with flags, and it starts here on hole 1 on the left. There's out-of-bounds immediately left on the pavement, and that line continues along the drainage ditch to the water. Most players will opt for a high forehand or turnover to the left of the tree at the short tee. The basket is only 15 to 20 feet from the tree line on the right, so aggressive shots will be punished with an obstructed lie. Hole 2 is a downhill par 3, 489 feet. The road at the top of the dam and beyond is out of bounds. There's also an OB line on the left which shapes a narrow fairway. The area on the slope above the concrete gutter, along with the gutter itself, is hazard. Be mindful of the slope around the green, as shots coming in from right to left can gain speed and move quickly out of bounds left. Hole 3 is a par 3, 344 feet, and not a single foot more. With a steep slope immediately behind the basket and to its right, speed control is critical. There's an OB painted line on the left of the fairway along with OB deep behind the basket, but if you find that OB deep, the stroke penalty is the least of your concerns. Hole 4, 347 feet, plays from the short tee with a slow bending left to right shot that needs to avoid the OB line it shares with hole 6's fairway. The basket is in a precarious location, sitting on the lower of two shelves. There's serious rollaway possibilities with an OB line only about 15 feet below. Hole 5, par 3, 321 feet. It looks easy enough on our drone shot, but with tight OB lines on either side of the fairway and tight OB behind, you'll need to control your speed and angle as you approach this elevated basket. Wayward putts could easily float downhill or roll out of bounds. Hole 6 combines holes 6 and 7 from the standard layout into a tough 675-foot par 4. Shots that fail to pass left of the mandatory will proceed to the drop zone at the long tee of the traditional hole 7, leaving you with a 400-foot downhill shot to the basket. Out-of-bounds lines create a narrow fairway down the left and right, and they circle in close behind the basket to make hole 6 one of the toughest on the course. Hole 7 presents the first major risk-reward shot of your round. At 605 feet, big arms will be thinking about playing aggressive for an eagle opportunity, but beware. The OB line left and the OB line on the right tree line tighten the closer you get to the basket. Hole 8 is a tough par 3 at 444 feet. It plays as an island. Tee shots must land in bounds beyond the OB line at the gravel path. Failure to land in bounds takes you to the drop zone, which leaves you 200 feet to the basket, with OBs surrounding the basket on 3 sides. Hole 9 takes us into the woods for the next several holes. It's a very tough 408-foot par 3 that will average close to par, if not over par. Playing uphill and through tight gaps, you'll be happy to walk away with a 3 and no trip down the ravine on the right. Any water you find here is casual. Hole 10 is a straight 355-foot par 3 with just a couple guardian trees early in the fairway. With no out of bounds and few obstacles, mark this as one of the holes to score on. Hole 11 is a doozy and combines holes 12 and 13 from the standard layout. The 743-foot par 5 starts with a tight uphill tee shot that needs to finish straight to set up a placement shot to land near the tee pad for old hole 13. From here, you have 2 gaps left through the trees or around them to the right to set up a birdie. Or maybe a triple bogey, depending on how those first few shots went. If you thought hole 11 was tough, hole 12 is just a bit extra. Par 5, 785 feet with a tight uphill tee shot that ideally lands near this shelf of roots. Your next shot is aiming to clear the gap in the trees and get out into the open, but beware of the out of bounds creeping in both left and right near that gap. Approaching this basket can be dangerous as we bend to the right, the out of bounds comes in tight along the road, and the green slopes away to the right, creating very real rollaway possibilities. Hole 13, par 3, 385 feet, OB road left. Watch the pole and the wire supporting it that could spoil a nice drive. A big turnover is the play here to fade back into the gap and set up a birdie look. Just across the street from hole 13 is hole 14, a par 3, 280 feet. With OB road along the left, the Mando forces you to keep right and bring the low-hanging trees into play. Missing the Mando pretty much guarantees a bogey, as the very well-protected basket will be tucked down here in the trees and very difficult to reach from the drop zone. Hole 15 is a tricky 315-foot par 3 with OB road right to further punish any bad kicks. You're looking to play a slight flex shot that fades back in through the late gap to give yourself the best look at a birdie putt. Hole 16 is in the deep 318-foot position. A flex forehand or a late turning backhand should put you close to the basket for one of the easier birdie opportunities on the course. Hole 17 is a short 450-foot par 4, but don't let the distance deceive you. This is another big risk-reward shot. With such a tight fairway, biting off too much can cost you dearly with tight out-of-bounds right and horrendously thick woods on the left. The basket is well protected and tucked way back to the left, so expect this to create some serious score separation down the stretch. Finish your round at hole 18, a 582-foot uphill par 4 with tight out of bounds on both sides. The OB circles in behind the basket to keep you on your toes all the way to the finish, where a champion will be crowned with the beautiful backdrop of Hoover Reservoir. Hoover Reservoir was the first course I played growing up, and I can't wait to see the pros tackle my original home course. Good luck to everyone playing in the tournament. Thank you for coming to town, and huge thanks to all the sponsors. Dairy Queen presents the 25th annual Brent Hambrick Memorial Open, sponsored by Discraft. With additional support provided by Innova Champion Discs, Brad Schick, Six-Sided Discs, Diameter Apparel, Control CX, and the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's Team in Training. Huge thanks again to everyone at the Columbus Flyers Disc Golf Club for organizing this event and for coordinating the volunteers who have helped to make this possible. Stop by and visit Six Sided Discs pop-up shop Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you like this content and want to see more, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel.